Howdy team, last video I spoke about packaging our environmental sensor project, and that's exactly what I've done over the last few days. However, from the title of this video, you might be able to guess, it didn't all go according to plan. In the end, we let the magic smoke genie out of the bottle. So what you see here is my proof of concept packaging for the Wemos D1 with the BME280 environmental sensor. As many of you are aware, typically the step after breadboard design is to move your circuit to an identical setup but using perf board. The experts among us may go directly to a printed or etched PCB, but that's not me. Especially since this project is just for my own use, I'll be more than okay with a perf board based final product. But I needed it to work first. Since perf boards are more permanent, it's important to know how things are going to be wired in advance. This is my quick diagram to lay out all of the connections and make sure I catch issues, like the fact that the D1 and D2 connections will need to jump each other on the way to the BME280's SDA and SLC connections. Now, before we get into our critical failures, I want to share with you a little soldering montage. This isn't just filler, as there are some good lessons to be learned here as well. Starting out, you'll see the breadboard edition of the project from last week, kept close at hand so we can make sure we replicate the design exactly. This is to double check our wiring schematic. On the bottom of the Wemos D1 is a connection that can be bridged for deep sleep. This is because the ESP8266 actually runs the real-time clock, which is in charge of timing the wake-up of deep sleep output on pin D0. You'll need to wire D0 to the reset pin if you actually want the ESP to wake up. Without this soldered junction, deep sleep is permanent. So that was our first bit of soldering. In a little bit of very obvious foreshadowing, remember how I said we were trying to replicate the breadboard exactly? Well, we never talked about nor did we wire deep sleep in the past, but more on that later. Moving on, I decided to do all of the solder connections on the bottom of this double-sided perf board. This would be mostly okay if I did a proper bridge connection on the bottom all the way from the Wemos to the BME280. Unfortunately, I find long bridge connections difficult to make still, so I opted to use jumper wires. That meant both the wires and the Wemos D1 all needed to come out of the top. Oh, and since my perf board is exactly the width of the Wemos D1 Mini, that meant the wires needed to run under the microcontroller. From my desire to have a nicely packaged product which I can use for the long term, this all works out fine. It actually looks fairly decent at the end. It's just a massive pain in the butt to actually do. So my recommendation would be to either use a large enough perf board or proper bridging. While I'm working, I periodically pull out my voltage tester to do connectivity checks. If the resistance between two locations, like say VIN on the BME280 and the battery hookups, is nearly zero, then I know my connections are all wired properly. Since this is going to be nearly impossible to fix once I solder down the Wemos D1, I wanted to make sure it is all going to work in advance. So here we have the finished product. At the top, a Wemos D1 Mini soldered into the perf board with a USB on the edge so we can flash the firmware and write code. Below that, we have the BME280. Nothing fancy there. And taped to the back, we have a dual 18650 battery holder wired in parallel. In the battery holder, I'm using the 18650 sized lithium iron phosphate batteries, which have a nominal voltage of 3.2 volts. Perfect for direct wiring into the 3.3 volt port of the Wemos D1. Another wrong turn I made was soldering down the Wemos D1 without having written the MicroPython firmware in advance. Nominally, this shouldn't matter because we know we can flash, reflash, and reprogram the D1 while fully wired on the breadboard. Except we made some small changes. Small but critical changes. I won't belabor the point, but I have discovered a bug with ESP tools where it is unable to connect and flash MicroPython firmware when D0 is connected to reset for deep sleep. A connection that we made via soldering on the underside of the D1, which is now soldered into the perf board. Critical flaw. I've filed the bug with the makers of ESP Tool, but I honestly have no idea where the fault lies, as it could just as easily be a hardware limitation. At the time of this recording, I have not heard back, but you can follow along with the bug on GitHub, link in the description. A day after I initially put together this project, I was fiddling with it during some of my free time in hopes that I could come up with a workaround. Whereas most consumer batteries, like AA's, have a bump top to denote positive side, most 18650s do not. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying full attention, and as you can probably already surmise, I slotted the battery in backwards. 3 volts wired directly into the ESP8266 chip promptly released all the magic smoke there was. In fact, it heated the chip up enough to desolder itself and shift a few millimeters to one side before I yanked the battery out and it cooled off. So the package you see before you is dead. Totally dead. This Wemos D1 is a total write-off. I'm not sure about the BME280, but I'm not holding out a lot of hope for the sensor either. On the bright side, we're only out about $6 and learned some valuable lessons in the process. Failure is a valuable data point. Next time, it will be so much easier to wire the perf board, and we'll be learning about Schottky diodes. So until then, hack a great day. Oh, and remember to try and keep the magic smoke genie in the bottle.